There isn't much in this world I hate. Big bad bitches though, let me tell you, mate. Visa and MasterCard want to censor our hentai, but they're sitting on a beach drinking Mai Tais, subscribing to OnlyFans while they lie. Land of the free, but I can't even buy what I want without some big in a suit telling me nonchalant. Now dear, don't you know that art ain't right? I can't believe I have to have this irrational fight. Why, oh why does my fiction have to be polite? Hey, big boy in your big slick tower, why does my comic make you cower? Don't you know it's not 1984? We shouldn't have to hide our art anymore. No, you can't make me change my lore. Won't give in to your sensitivity, reader. Don't remember electing a global leader. They're trying to track what I buy, but they don't answer when I ask why. I tell you there is something that solves their slickness. Oh, we can fight this little censorship sickness and keep them out of our business. Hey, big boy in your big slick tower, why does my comic make you cower? Don't you know it's not 1984? We shouldn't have to hide our art anymore. No, you can't make me change my lore. Won't give in to your sensitivity, reader. Don't remember electing a global leader. Please ignore the bros and silly scams. Don't you know all new tech has a few shams? Crypto keeps Big Brother away from our fiction. Can't entertain their censorship addiction. Oh no, won't give in to their senseless restriction. Why does my comic make you cower? Don't you know it's not 1984? We shouldn't have to hide our art anymore. No, you can't make me change my lore. Won't give in to your sensitivity, reader. Don't remember electing a global leader.
Oh, hello! Oh my goodness! 2 streams in 2 days. Oh. Wrong one. There we go. You're getting picture savvy again, because I kind of sort of forgot the time, and well, if I'm being perfectly honest with you guys, I have to wait for my husband to get back from work because we don't have any shampoo, and I really do need to shower, but I did actually lose track of time. I was gonna wear a hat originally. Anyway, point being, hello, hi, how are you, and welcome to today's stream. It's going to be a short one. I know I said that yesterday, but it is going to be shorter than yesterday's. And that's just because we've got some quick little updates that I think you guys will find entertaining. I know I did. And then also we've got something from NCOSE as well, which we can read. NCOSE, of course, signed the bully papers and emails with Collective Shout, and they decided to put out a little article which I guess they've kind of been holding on to for a few days. But I, of course, am not going to let them have peace. Sloop Johns, thank you so much for joining the members. Yay! Enjoy the bush. But yeah, so we're gonna read that today, yeah, and then I'll leave. I don't know. Look. I'm doing the thing. All right. I'm bringing you guys a second stream for the week. Isn't that crazy? We go from me barely streaming to like me putting out videos and getting my shit together, sort of. It's very loosely implied, but it is what it is. How many times streamers say short stream and then 8 hours later? That's probably going to happen with RimWorld. It happened last time. Actually, it happened multiple times. And hello over on Kick. The ultimate tea god. Hello. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. I can't actually believe Kick has been what it has been. I don't have a whole lot of promotion for it, and discoverability is not like the greatest, but it's not bad either. So I've been surprised at the consistency, and I do appreciate that for anybody who's gone over there. When they say this isn't about censorship, yeah, right. Oh, it is. It is about censorship, but we all already know that. But it's important for us to read these words to see what our dear, dear enemies are saying. And I don't like using that dramatic flair of a word, but honestly, when it comes to organizations, I'm definitely willing to use that. Thank you so much for all that you're doing for us, Abby. Hey, I'm just providing information and reading it off in funny voices. All right, that's what you're into. I'm just kidding. No, it's been fun, and it's been just fascinating to watch the global reaction to all of this censorship. Obviously, there's a lot of things going on at once. There's so many different pockets and so many different movements and so many different groups coming together and converging on the same general topic, but just from all these different angles. So it's a global effort. It is. A gamer's perspective. Rock, paper, scissors doesn't count. No, and there is no gamer's perspective there. They don't want to. They don't actually want a real gamer's perspective. Chibiawa-chan, thank you so much for the tip. It's always nice to listen to you. Oh, bless you. Would you consider reaching out to Liana Kesner to talk about all this on our show, Two Women Talking? I have no idea who that is, but if you guys made some noise and they were interested in a conversation, I never opposed to it. But I am just super busy. I think sometimes it's just easier for me to pass along my tweets and be like, here, read this out. It breaks it down really detailed. But I don't know. I'm always down to try to spread the good word. Excuse me while I take a little sippy there. Whew. It's been so hot. I hope you guys are actually holding out good. The heat's not been fun. It's not been fun here, and it's been very rough for the dogs. We do have to be careful too with the AC because we don't want it to blow. So it's been. Bleh. Oh man. What does your husband think about all this? That's actually so husband, he's a great representation of the normie, right? And I always come back to this. Thank you, Darth Cactus. I'll read it in a second. He's the perfect normie representation because he doesn't spend his life online. He has a normal 9-to-5 job where he gets to yell at NASA all day. And he buys games based off of, oh, this franchise is good. He wanted the Assassin's Creed game. I put my foot down. I said, oh my God, no. But I got it for him for free. I never touched it, but he really wanted it. So that was fun. He's very confused. He asks why this is happening. And then like once we start talking about it, like once I actually start trying to explain the basics of all the governments connected, his eyes kind of glaze over. So then I just kind of have to, relate it back to Gooners are having to save the world again. And then he comes back onto it. It's not that he's like bored with the presentation. It's just a lot of information for people to take in. Like what I do every day is retarded, and normal people don't do what I do. Like they're not reading every book of the people trying to censor them, right? Like they're not going through and trying to find all this information. That's just not what a normal person does. So it's, for somebody who has zero interest or history of looking up these things, it's a lot to explain to them. But he's catching on, saying like, keep doing what you're doing. Who was it? I think Vavra Vavra, that's how you pronounce it. The guy who made Kingdom Come. So he really liked Kingdom Come Deliverance too. He had a lot of fun with it. I know that there was a lot of back and forth on Twitter about all that. But I told him that Vavra retweeted me, and then he's like, oh, he's interested in what you're saying? Oh my God, that's so cool. Tell him that he's got the best game that's ever been made. Oh, okay, let me go read the tweet that you put out. Oh, it's a bit of a thread, but if Vavra read it, I'm gonna read it. And I'm just like, God damn! All right! Thanks! So there's that. Darth Cactus, thank you so much for the tip. Dirty 30 tax. I'm officially old now. Oh my God! Why did you say that? Happy birthday to you. I can feel the weight of entropy settling upon my bones. I'm going to be 34 on the 8th. How do you think I feel? Oh. Havoc, thank you so much for the tip. Lesbo Hitler and her femi-Nazi regime get busted. Yes, it's a very funny one today. And SS Gundam June Man, thank you so much for the tip. Get a hold of Senator Ron Johnson or Jim Jordan. Ron Johnson is my senator from Wisconsin. I will try. I've noticed politicians are just, they like to post, but they don't like to interact. So it's been difficult, but I do have plans to go to DC. I just kind of need to make things work with my husband's schedule as well, because I don't think he wants me to go, on my own, just for safety reasons. Oh, my 34. Hey, don't make fun of me. Don't make fun of me. Not everyone is terminally online like us at all. Exactly. And that's the most important thing to remember. Like, we all know each other in our little bubble, but beyond it, there's a whole world out there. Ain't nobody know who we are. And I'm perfectly fine with that. I am small. I'm 22. And I'm getting a year closer to death in December. Well, we're all just a breath away from dying. I'm 50. I got 25 years yet. Please don't take away all my freaking games. Amen. Oh, man. Savvy basically lived with the dinosaurs. I turned 34 last month, so I feel you. It hurts, man. It hurts. Anyway, let's read this before I get too hungry and bail. Oh, God, where's the link? There we go. This is what I want to do. So they put out a goofball thing. We're not going to read the whole thing. It's a good bit here, right? It's a good little bit. And I don't think it's important to read the whole thing. I already read the whole thing. You guys don't. If you want to read the whole thing, go forth and find the tweet. But we're going to just have a little look-see. So they actually chronicle things. And this is why it's important. And, of course, my brain just went smooth. And I'm like, okay, I knew exactly which lines I was going to point out. Here, this is actually where I did want to. Okay, good. We're good. Okay. Nick Achu, thank you so much for the tip. Turning 31 tomorrow. Happy birthday. So many birthdays close together. I, too, only just want to play RimWorld for my birthday. Amen. Exactly. All right, so halfway, or not halfway, like towards the top of their thing, they basically start doing the chronicling thing. This is on the NCOSE website. No Mercy, the game that started everything. Actually, if we just come up here, hundreds of rape and incest games removed from Steam. A gamer's perspective. Shut up. Trigger warning! I don't know why I did that. Where is it? Here we go. So Caitlin Roper. I didn't provide any ID or anything to verify my age and see some of the worst pornographic sexualized torture of women I've ever seen. It was pretty bad. Some things I saw. I'm talking about games where the scenario is abducting women, holding them hostage, and sexually torturing them. Any child could access that. So that's not true. That's not true. On Steam, there is a way that you do have to verify, if I recall correctly, but you also have to go through and turn off the filters. Caitlin Roper here is straight up lying, and NCOSE is spreading that lie. Also, I'd like to just introduce her to gaming in general. Congratulations. There's hostages all the time. There's abductions all the time. There's implied sexual torture in some of them. And then, of course, when you go into the most niche of markets, the things off center. Well, I suppose that would actually be important for you guys to. Boop. There you go. But you have to work actually quite hard to be able to see the not safe for work stuff. So we've already opened with a lie. Moaning is cringe, old sport. Well, I am cringe and I am free. God damn. Hey, are you new here? I am the cringe cast. Anyway, recently our friends at Collective Shout. Remember, Collective Shout is defending cuties NCOSE actually wants to get rid of cuties. And then they're talking about celebrating the campaign to remove these things, right? Blah, blah, blah. So if we come down here, No Mercy. This all began with a game called No Mercy. This game allows player to assume the persona of a man who rapes his female family members with a self-proclaimed huge focus on incest and male domination. It's only a part of it, but whatever. Back in March of this year, a male gamer notified Collective Shout, I'm sure, about the game and began sending emails to Steam requesting it be removed from the platform. This prompted Collective Shout to invite supporters to email Steam, urging them to remove it. So collective harassment occurred. 3,000 emails were sent to Steam to this end. How do you know the exact number? I'd like to know how that was chronicled. Did you do it in a spam button? Is that how you chronicled the clicks, or did you do it yourselves? Because of this inaction, Steam did not respond, by the way. Steam did not respond to their 3,400 emails because they have millions of users all across the world, and they don't give a fuck about 3,000 Australian dried-up individuals who have no idea what they're doing on the internet. Because of this inaction, Collective Shout then organized a petition for the removal of the game. 70,000 people signed it, yet no action was taken. Yeah, you should have stopped there. Ultimately, the developer of the game pulled No Mercy from the platform. Yes. Thank you. SS Gundam for the tip. A 43-year-old medically retired from the army, gaming since the 80s, and love roasting censorship. Amen, and thank you so much for your service. Thank you so much. Vera, hello! They are retards. I'm glad I scrolled up there. Continue reading. Supporters of the campaign continue to email Steam leadership to remove all rape and incest games, which were counted as nearly 500 games by Collective Shout's team. Congratulations, it's actually not. Steam did not act on those emails, as they shouldn't. Due to this lack of response, from Steam, Collective Shout decided to launch a movement on the 26th of May to inform payment processors about the rape and incest games and request they stop funding them. A total of 1,000 emails. How come you guys lost 2,000 people? Emails were sent to payment processors, yet no action was taken. A few weeks later, Collective Shout crafted an open letter with 8 global partners and experts. This is a lie. None of them are experts. To mainstream payment processors. NCOSE was a proud co-signer of this letter, calling on the processors to stop profiting from rape and incest games. So what was it about NCOSE now getting involved? Oh, that's right. It's because they're an American company. So the American company is now also taking responsibility for being able to influence Visa and MasterCard. That's crazy. These people claim that it was experts that did this. Most of these people and part of their organization either do not have degrees or have journalism degrees, but they all like to write their fucking books. It's annoying. I really should get on this. I should just release a bunch of books. Then that'll make me an expert. These games endorsing men's sexualized abuse and torture of women and girls fly in the face of efforts to address violence against women. There's violence against men in almost every single game, but I don't see you guys complaining about that. We do not see how facilitating payment transactions and deriving financial benefit from these violent and unethical games is consistent with your cooperative values and mission statements, the letter stated. What mission statements? They process the payments because they're payment processors. Also, it's fiction. You can call it something, but that doesn't make it right. Very annoying. All of this is annoying. I'm trying to be very, very polite with my phrasing. We request that you demonstrate corporate social responsibility and immediately cease processing payments on Steam and itch.io and any other platform hosting similar games. 5 days after the letter sent, Steam implemented a new policy stating that developers cannot publish content that may violate the rules and standards set forth by payment processors and related card networks and banks. So they are directly also taking glee in this action. So not only does Collective Shout want to be the most hated group of individuals on the internet, but now NCOSE would like to throw their hat in the ring. Well, I will happily do that for them because it's very easy to drive a wedge into these people. So what I started doing, and this is thanks to their own stupidity, Haley McNamara decided that she would scrub her Twitter account of all her tweets about cuties. And that is because I tagged her and quoted her specifically in a tweet here. Hey, Haley, your butt buddies are fine with cuties and think the sexualizing real children is fine in the name of the message. She deleted it. It's gone. She deleted it. Well, a based Haley came on and found it. So this is exactly what I quote tweeted. How tone deaf can Netflix be, gaslighting the world that we just didn't get it? We got it, all right. You attempted to make a film that about the harms of sexualization while promoting sexualizing children. So Haley, who is part of NCOSE, Haley here, who is the Senior VP Strategic Initiatives and Programs of NCOSE and a former DC Mayor Advisory, has deleted her condemnation. Her condemnation of cuties. She deleted that. So it would appear to me that NCOSE does indeed support the sexualization of little girls. I have tagged Haley. I have tagged this individual, which is the VP and director of public policy for NCOSE. She's actually responded to me before and said that she would look into something, but now I'm no longer going to be patient and polite. I'm going to do this every single day on every single post that they have, and I'm going to demand that they reaffirm that they want cuties banned. Otherwise, it is safe to assume that in the name of social peer pressure and to look unified with a bunch of crazies in Australia, they don't actually care about children, and that they're willing to delete condemnations when it socially benefits them. I'm sorry, but I have no patience for hypocrisy like that. So if you're gonna do that shit, I'm gonna do my shit. And every single day, I'm gonna ask until I'm blocked or banned. Another thing that they decided to do is that they would also lock their replies on one of their other posts. That's not what I wanted to do. I don't have all my Twitter thingies here. My God. Oh, I can make this big again. Where's my link? I gotta go get it. Do all the shitting! My baby queen, what's up? What's up? Look at me. I'm shitting on all the doorsteps right now. I'm doing it. I'm doing it live. Just kidding, that's all metaphorical. Please don't take that out of context. Where is it? Here it is. This is the tweet that I meant to also have up. My bad. Interrupting your daily savvy rant for this. NCOSE on this particular tweet here. This one is the internet is broken, the law is outdated. Only after I drew attention to this tweet and commented on it, and then asked them to reaffirm the denouncement of cuties, they then locked the replies. They did the locking of the replying. So it would appear we might be getting our answer. So if you would like to take this tweet and you would like to go share it on any of the people that I tagged, or if you want to go spread it on NCOSE and politely ask them why they are deleting their condemnation of cuties, that would be wonderful. I don't understand how you can change such a vivacious stance. I don't know how you could do that and then expect people to not notice. If you would like the direct tweet even to make this easier, here, chat, go forth, spread your wings, and ask politely why they are doing this. It makes no sense to me. I just want to see some consistency, that's all. That's all. I've never been more angry about anything in my life. All the censorship happening in the world is destroying my mental health. It is actually very stressful for a lot of people. To be quite honest, if I didn't have the kind of sense of humor that I do have, I too would actually be feeling the weight of it. And some days the research and the reading does get to me because it's like I'll go on a whole tangent in an evening and discover 50 people who are actively very rich and trying to promote the censorship. And I'm just like, how the hell do I combat this? I'm just a poor starving artist in her basement with a husband who's like, please don't get us on some kill list with these crazy rich people that you're tweeting about. Yeah. And it's crazy. Constable Birch, thank you so much for the tip. How can they defend cuties when Sound of Freedom exists? Oh, wait, Hollywood only tried to cancel one of them. Make it make sense. Exactly. Isn't that a fascinating one? Isn't that a fascinating observation there? But it gets even funnier because as we speak on cuties, naturally, Coralie decided that she would make some tweets. She decided to tweet without blocking me. Oh, God. How do I lose everything? How does that happen? Where am I? Oh, where am I actually? How's my... Oh, that was so weird. Sorry, my Twitter glitched on me. Oh, that's right. I never actually retweeted this one. That's why I was having difficulties finding it. Oh, have we got a new retweet? Where is it? Here we go. So, not only have these crazy individuals unified the world, but they've also got the Chinese popping out from behind their VPN to issue goofball words. And I'm not going to read it because it's not important, because at the end of the day, this is... Nobody's gonna, like, we've all heard this shit, right? We've all heard this. And honestly, I'd actually believe that this is a woman writing this, not a man. Women tend to also engage in this kind of shit. And honestly, like, women are definitely way more feral about the things that they're trying to ban because it's women who actually consume a lot of this stuff. But anyway, so, Coralie has an old tweet. Netflix, remove the new movie Cuties as it includes the sexualization of young children. So this is Coralie. She's part of Collective Shout. She's got this tweet, and I said I find it very interesting. How do you feel about the others vehemently defending it, including Melinda and Collective Shout account refusing to call for a ban? Now, this is a calculated tactic on my part because I already have the answer. But it's important to keep asking the question, especially when you already have an answer, because you want them to waste their energy on this stuff. Also, this is like the perfect point of hypocrisy to wedge all these groups against each other. Like, they're literally all going to either try to unify, and then they have to adopt the lowest common denominator. And unfortunately, Collective Shout said, you know what? Cuties was fine. While all the other groups wanted it banned, right? So now we have an easy wedge. And then we have a wedge in the group. So originally, Coralie on August 20th, 2020, wanted to call for a cuties ban. Well, guess what? 4 days later, Melinda puts out her useless opinion and why I'm not joining the call. Coralie, 4 days later, good points. Let's wait and see. Hopefully all the discussion the film has created so far has helped to put this issue further into the mainstream. Reminds me of Gail Dine's TED Talk, where she explains our culture gives girls two choices: to be fuckable or invisible. 4 days, Coralie. 4 days. And your opinion changed because dear leader surprised you. Now you look like a bought and sold fool. Holy shit. Coralie. What is wrong with you? Devious. Thank you so much, Stormborn, for the tip. Just checking that you're not ready to unsubscribe from life. I would like to confirm for everybody in chat that I am happy, healthy, and literally the best I've ever been. And if I disappear, or my husband disappears, or we all get disappeared in an untimely way, just know it literally was not me running off into the woods. We can't afford that right now. I'll let you know if I'm gonna run off. You'll know. There'll be signs that I ran into the woods. No plans of that. So just to confirm, I'm doing hunky-dory in the mental states. Thank you so much, Frank, for gifting 5 memberships. Congratulations on becoming the Bush Giver. Ooh, check. Ooh. Das Pooch, thank you for the tip. I think your avatar software may be having problems with colors. Your eyes are wrong. This is blasphemy. This is literal blasphemy. They're green, not hazel. I don't know why you people do this to me. Deathless Soldier, thank you also for becoming a Bush Giver and granting 1 glorious membership to 1 lucky individual. Bless. Savvy didn't prestige herself. Very true. Hate prestiging. Don't want to start over. Very content with my rank. Worked very hard to get there. Savvy is happy, healthy, and mentally sound. I swear. On God. Iru at local host. Thank you so much for the tip. I guess she chose to be invisible. I guess so. She really did. You people. But yes, so anyway, so Coralie now is this week's target for the condemnation battle of cuties. Keep up the pressure on these people. Always point out, by the way, here's the tweet, just that way, you know, this proves that it's real, it's here. Wow. So that's, you know, crazy, isn't it? It's crazy how it's here. There it is. Real. This is on the Twitter website. I quote tweets for a reason. It gets me way less reach, I've discovered, but I don't care. I gotta have people experience it for themselves. It's so important to me, recreating things. That's what real science is. The ability to recreate your experiments. To me, research is just one giant experiment. That's why everything I do is in the public domain. That's why. I have people coming to me privately, but I'm like, look, if you want me to talk about this, I need a public link and I need to be able to get people onto the same page. Because otherwise, if I just say, trust me, bro, like, that's great. I don't want that juju. That works for other people, but it does not work for me. I don't want that. I don't want people to just blindly trust words. I'm trying to also teach people how to research. Same thing with Grok. I love Grok, right? It's useful in the hands of people who know how to use it. But if all you're doing is just saying, Grok, is this true, instead of verifying it for yourself and clicking on links and trying to go read for yourself and figure out if, you know, information is the same across the board or if there's been changes, you got to do it. I would have been that person back in the day, constantly in the scroll room, between the naughty scrolls and the historical scrolls to find discrepancies for things. Although it would have been far less interesting topics. Like imagine I'm a sheep trader or something and I'm trying to find discrepancies in prices and market manipulation. Oh, fuck. Zlyox. Oh, I'll get your name. Please tell me how to pronounce it. I'm sorry. I think you just like this, though, where I suffer. Thank you so much for the tip. If these bills pass and the U.S. becomes the U.K., it's not happening, honestly. It won't happen. Collective Pout. I love your name. That's so cute. Oh, that could be a good sticker thing to make, actually. I'm stealing that, like the proper artist I am. Thank you. Uncontrollable sobbing. We're the victims, not you. We took your games and you attack us. We helped. That's right, bitch. You upset the angry gremlin in the basement. All I want to do is play my Gooner games and be left alone, but no. Save your sanity, Savvy. Don't bother with these people. They are unreasonable, obnoxious. Unfortunately, we have to. And the reason why, and I'm going to keep on hammering this until everybody understands, the payment processors and the governments are listening to these fucking fuckheads. Okay? They're listening to, until Visa and MasterCard and other payment processors sue them for lying, we have to assume that they are legally taking credit for this, and it is the truth because no lawsuit has been presented. So if they want to take credit for it, we gonna listen. Melinda, we've already proven, has multiple ties to the government. She's worked in government. She's lied her entire fucking life about her credentials. And I'm here to prove it. We've already proved it. 95, she's not a fucking bioethics bioethics advisor. She's a fucking journalist. All right? I am a bioethics fucking advisor at this point. I have at least the biology degree. How the fuck did that one work? Z licks on. Holy shit, bless you. I would have never guessed. Thank you for the tip. And SCOTUS held up that crap. Texas is a fucking lost cause sometimes. It's great, but damn, is it terrible. It's great in wonderful things and then terrible in others. I miss it dearly. I grew up there, so I'm allowed to say some bad things if I want to. Please stay healthy. I am. I do need to walk more. Holy shit. Visa and MasterCard are DEI. Yes. They won't sue them. Well, that's the thing. They're tarnishing their brand potentially. That's why it's important to frame things a certain way. Can't we just call them the T word at this point? T word. What are they doing? Tyrants? T? I'm confused. You don't hate journalists enough. You think you do, but you don't. I love seeing that on every fucking post. I wonder why the government is listening to her. What is their true goal? Control. So the Australian government, let's put this into let's put this into a little bit of perspective. So this is why all of the progressives are exceptionally quiet. Australia has what is called a very progressive left-leaning government, right? They care very deeply. I can file a complaint because I'm being misgendered, and the Australian government puts tax dollars into looking into that. I have the form. I have to give all my personal information, and then I have to physically send it to Australia. I'm going to do that, by the way. So this very progressive government is now listening to and hiring and working with an extreme, or what is being presented as extremist Christian moral busybodies. Catholic, Christian, Protestant, I don't know what the fuck it is. She attempted to claim that she was going to possibly maybe try to sue a woman back in 2012 because the woman said that she was Baptist, and I guess she didn't like that. Apparently she's not Baptist, but she's something in there, right? I don't buy any of this left versus right shit when it comes to censorship, because they all end up saying the same thing. The extremists are all the fucking same. The left wants to ban the hot, sexy women because it's bad for their image, and then the extreme right wants to ban the hot, sexy women because it's immoral. Okay? It's all stupid. These people are stupid. They're trying to fight biology. All these ugly-hearted individuals who just want to expand government control. Well, the people who give the government the ability to do that, they get rewarded handsomely. They get rewarded via power and donations. Donations that we should be able to find. So there's some funny things going on. I also don't believe for 1 minute that all of those book sales are legit. There have been some under-the-table things that I've seen happen before that unfortunately I don't know if I'll ever be able to find proof of this, but I suspect that's what's gone on to be able to bolster sales. Not only that, but also provide payment under the table. But that is speculation based off of things I've seen happen before. There's absolutely no proof of that, but I just suspect because I'm having a hard time finding money. I am. I'm having a hard time finding some of the money. Things are not adding up. For as long as they've been operating, I don't understand their money pipeline. So there's other shit going on. Book sales are a favorite vehicle for laundering money. Yes, so is art. Exactly. So, you know, with all these people writing so many books, I just have to ask who the fuck is buying them. I've never heard of any single woman saying, you know what? You know what's a great group? Collective Shout. I've never heard a single woman say that. Not once. You'd think coming across feminist groups, you would hear more of them. No. These are not a global power. So how in the hell did they manage to bully American payment processors? Money probably comes from the WEF. Well, we know that it does for Yoti. We know that. If you believe all your dreams will come true, hypnotic gaze. Yes, but yes, so that's basically me on my conspiracy boat. And it's all very frustrating. But it is what it is, I suppose. So anyway, also, the other thing that I wanted to point out that was also very, very, very funny was the continued use of this bullshit. There's another one of my favorite tweets by them. Going back to Corali's tweet about the Chinese individual. So Melinda comes out of the shadows. She's changed the way that she tweets. She typically doesn't respond anymore because she doesn't want any heat on her. Well, she couldn't handle not tweeting her favorite line, right? Exhibit A. Exhibit A of what? Congratulations. That's somebody in China who had to go around a VPN. It doesn't do anything. But it's always Exhibit A. It's always Exhibit A because there are no other exhibits, right? Well, guess what else was Exhibit fucking A? You can't see this again. I'd like it seen in the reality here. I think that this is off. There we go. So, Collective Shout.
You mentioned you wanted to live a yurt in the woods more than once. What brand were you looking at?
Holy shit, that just scared me. Thank you so much for the direct tip. Bless you. You are an angel. I'll read that in a second. Let me read this tweet. Exhibit A, Melinda says here. And this person says these women don't understand that a lot of gamers have a grudge against women and will do some wild shit to get back at them. The individual response directly to them, still, this tweet still exists, by the way. They still retweeted it. I don't play video games, so I'm not an exhibit. Then why did you even post that? Common Woman L. Fantastic. Beautiful work, Melinda. And then I said, just like this one you retweeting a non-gamer misogynist that literally trolled you. That tweet is still up. Very impressive to be that stupid. And it's true. I'm actually congratulating these individuals on literally being this fucking stupid because I've never seen that before in my entire life. I'm just impressed. Good, Joel, thank you so much for the tip. Keep kicking butt, taking names, and chewing your bubblegum, young lady. There's too much sugar in bubblegum. I'm gonna be lame like that. I have to go get to the webpage now where the direct tips are because I never keep that open. Also, I have to say thank you. Speaking of that, actually, thank you for reminding me. While offline, I received 2 more anonymous tips. Thank you. Holy shit. That's fucking crazy to me. Where's my shit? Dashboard. That's what I need. Sugarless bubblegum? That's even worse. That's just weird. All right. Thank you. Hero, you. Thank you so much for the 2. Off topic, you mentioned that you wanted to live in a yurt in the woods more than once. What brand were you looking at? I will have to go get the links. I don't remember the names off the top of my head. But I do have those saved somewhere, but they were quite lovely. Very lovely. Hope you're doing well, Sabby. Listen to you while I work. Bless. Love everything you're doing as of late. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm so sorry that we even have to do this. I'd much rather just, be playing RimWorld and drawing naughty things that would probably get me banned. But here we are. We gotta have these talks. We gotta make some noise in hopes that we can save the world. Also, V made these and they're amazing. Spread them like wildfire as well. What's y'all's favorite goon game? Mine is Honey Pop and Crush Crush. Look, man, I'm not about to give away. I'm not about to expose myself. I'm about to expose myself. Modded Skyrim is pretty great, though. There's some very realistic battle mods. I'm a terrible person. Your goon game is Genshin. I can turn any game into a goon game. Hey, Savvy, are your friends at Geeks and Gamers going to talk about this on their Tuesday night lineup? That I don't know. I think, the show is mostly about keeping things lighter. So if they want me to, I'm more than happy to talk about it. But otherwise, I respect that, not every conversation is for everywhere, but I don't know. It's okay, though. I'm all about having a good time, too. Everybody needs a good laugh instead of being reminded that there's terrible vultures in the world. Degenerate Savvy is scary Savvy. No, it's actually very quiet Savvy. Nobody knows. Nobody ever knows when I'm gooning. Although that's my secret. I'm always gooning. Savvy-chan, hi, how are you? Hello, I'm great, how are you? But yeah, so that was today's laugh. So we've got Coralie, we've got NCOSE, and we just got to keep the pressure up on these people and keep calling them out. It's the most important thing in the world. People, I understand, they're like, oh, you're getting distracted with NCOSE. It's like, no, they're directly taking blame for things now. They are taking credit for it. They want this, right? And until the credit card companies fucking sue them to keep their names out their fucking mouths, we'll listen to them and we'll keep tagging Visa and MasterCard and we'll make them respond and then we'll make them bow down and then we'll ask, why did this happen then? Why were these games fine for so long and why are you listening to these crazy people? It's fiction. Why are you not going after Hollywood and Game of Thrones? Why do you want to do this? Why is your best friend in Hollywood? Why is that? Oh, did I let that one slip? Whoops. Don't go looking at the social media of these people. I'm just kidding. Please do. Yahoo! Mr. Efer, thank you so much for the tip. Take my money. Stay awesome and keep on fighting the good fight. What you're doing is worth it. Thank you. I truly do appreciate that. It's very kind of you to say. Alex, thank you for the tip. Keep calling it out, Madam Savvy. They're just digging themselves a deeper hole. That they are. Fuck them. All I've done is use their own words. That's it. I haven't asserted any crazy wild thing. I didn't just call them dumb bitches and then walk away. I said, hey, look at this. You said these things. You went after the bakery. Why? How does this stop the rape of little girls in the UK? And I get no response. I get called crazy. I get told I have manions and that I'm whipping up a frenzy and that I just don't comprehend. Well, then help me comprehend. Help me comprehend because your points are so stupid. I don't understand them. I went to college and I don't understand you. I took a philosophy class. Talk about the place of ironing out confused minds. I should know how to communicate, so tell me, what am I missing? How am I not reading your words? These are the things that you said you did. Why are you saying that they're absurd? You did that. You. I like giant mommy milkies. Skyrim. Yes, that's a classy one. YouTube is about to become a draconian platform. That it is. That it is. There's going to be a lot of draconian bullshit that gets engaged with in the coming weeks. But I have a feeling that this will all be actually much shorter lived than some other black-pilled individuals. Now, I'm very black-pilled. I'm a very black-pilled individual, but I don't think that this is going to last as long as some of the other people think. And the reason for that is because of what's happening in the UK. The UK men are rising up every single day. There seems to be organizations for protests. They're finally taking back their national pride, which good. Every single person deserves to be proud of the country that they are from. My husband is a proud German. They deserve to be proud. It's time to be over the historical guilt because there's no one in these generations that caused those things or believe those things, right? My fucking family deserves to be proud in being Polish. The Brits deserve to be proud. The people from Wales, the people from Ireland, everybody deserves to be proud. Billie Eilish should not be canceled for saying that she's around other fucking Irish people. Who the fuck cares? Right? Italians should be proud. Everybody should be proud of where they're from and the way that their countries have been built up and the progress that they've made. And I'm sick of it being turned into something perverse and villainized for whatever reason. It makes no sense. I've never been like a super national pride person, but this hatred that the left is doing and then that the governments are doing, importing so many illegals, it's turned me into a goddamn patriot. I'm like, you know what? America is pretty fucking cool. Fuck you. And if you don't like it, get the fuck out. I'm sorry. That's the first time I've ever really had a rant like that. Hun 7-3 Hunt third Hunter DK. I figured it out. Thank you for the tip. Go get him, Savvy. We need to all unite. It's true. It's true. And I'm sorry for all the rants today. And I'm just preaching to the choir, but I'm just so like, see, and this is like how I express my frustrations with the situation. I just rant, which everybody should do. Gamer forever, thank you so much for the tip. Keep up the good fight. We all need to fight here and now. Rise up. It's now or never or lose it all. It's true, because the minute that they try to change the internet and we don't have a free flow of information is the day that technically we potentially die. The free flow of information enables enlightenment, and these people seek to fight that. They seek to stop that, and that's fucked up. You're at local host. Thank you so much for the tip. Oh, Okura Savvy's Polska. Yes, I am, but I don't speak the words. I used to know where's the bathroom, but now I don't remember how to say that. I'm terrible. All I know is Nostrovia that I say with my uncle, or my great uncle, but that's Russian. And that was like the only thing. And then he passed me a shot glass, and then we take shots, and he got me really drunk. It's a great time going to Poland if you don't speak Polish. It won't matter. Literally, everybody's just excited to have you, and then they'll hand you shot glasses, and then their goal is to make sure that you can't stand. And that's that. Firewall of China. China, by the way, is more free than the UK. Yeah, that's the craziest fucking thing. Hey, do you know what zero knowledge proof is? It's showing that you know or have something without showing anything but the validity of the thing. If required to submit ID, block out all info but ID. I'm not sure what you're saying there. I am super blessed. Thank you for the tip. I'm enjoying the Savvy rant. I don't know why I apologize for it. It's part of what you guys actually enjoy. I don't know. I always feel self-conscious, but that's only because I know that I'm speaking to the choir. I know that everybody here agrees. And so, like, maybe it's less impactful, but at least you know where I stand. Sharp, thank you so much for the tip. American by birth, Southern by the grace of God, tax, late tax too. No tax here. God damn it. And thank you, Corey, so much for the tip. Don't tell them about Skyrim combat mods. What are your thoughts on ID of real ID being mandatory on the internet? I'm completely against that. I don't believe that children belong on the internet, but I don't think the government needs to do that, and so there's no reason to have real ID. At most, I'm totally fine with websites continuing on with just having the thing that releases them from possible stupid lawsuits where it's like, oh, are you over the age of 18? And then you click yes, no, maybe. And then you click yes, and it doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, it is on the parents, all right? The parents bought the home, they bought the modem and router, they bought the internet, they pay the bill. It's up to them to decide who gains access to it in their home. In public spaces, I'm actually completely fine with more censorship because if it's considered like, let's say a library, right? Libraries are owned by the government. If the government wants to censor certain websites from the public library, I think that that's okay. I'm willing to negotiate in the public space. But if I buy internet from my private home, in my private computer, of which I had to have a job in order to pay for these things and be considered a legal fucking adult to do all this on my goddamn own, right? I should be able to do whatever the fuck I want. It's all on the parents. It's not our fault that for decades they put out this anti-parent, anti-family messaging. It's not our fault, but a lot of people fell for it. Look how easily swayed our species is. We are stupid by design, unfortunately. And they have to keep us more stupid, which is why they want to censor everything. This is a whole big rabbit hole that needs pictures because I don't want to just say these things. I'll get lost in my own thoughts. The pictures are for me, not just for you guys. They're for me. Mr. Avery, thank you so much for the tippy. IDK, they are trying to stop enlightenment. It's probably more than it's just the right people that should be enlightened. Can't have dissenters. Deviation from the correct opinion is threatening. Yes, that's exactly actually it. But yeah, that's why NCOSE and Collective Shout are shitting themselves right now. And I'm not gonna stop. All right, I got that gumption in me, and they want to have an online presence. Well, here's the open forum. I'm gonna open forum back to you. I don't need to DM anybody. I don't need to work behind closed doors. I don't need to send them a fucking email. I'm gonna do it all publicly. Public pressure. Y'all wanted to put public pressure on payment processors? Well, bitch. Consider every single person who retweets or comments on it to be signing a public petition to demand this information. You want to manipulate the payment processors? Okay, at least answer our fucking questions. Hello, old sport. Yes, mommy ASMR. I suppose we could jump into a little bit of ASMR goodness. I'm just kidding. That's not for me. I don't want to do that voice. That's like when I'm getting sarcastic. I recommend 5 grams of creatine daily. Great for brain stamina. It refuels the mitochondria. Those are the powerhouse of the cell. That they are. We do love a good mitochondria talk here. Oh, no. But no, I get all of my nutrients from, well, sort of. I guess mostly my food. I try to be good about it. Maybe I'll look into some more supplements for my brain. I used to try to do the oil thing. What's that shit? I can never stick with things. The only things that I stick with are taking the vitamin D every day because I have to. All right. Hello, old sport. Needs a girlfriend. He's so lonely. Have you considered talking to Annie? I'm just kidding. If there's any takers, there is a wonderful single gooner in chat, desperate for love. Perhaps, maybe you'd be open to a femboy and somebody could twinkify themselves. It's kind of the same thing, but at least she'll, baby, no, not the baby oil. Now everybody's taking, oh no, okay. I should probably go beyond just saying the oil thing. Fuck. It's like mixed in with coconut oil. It's like the coconut amino oils or something. Y'all think I'm just rubbing oil on myself daily. No, the only thing that I rub on myself is fucking aloe vera. Right? I realized I was a femboy. Really? What? I can't sleep without taking that's what I need to order. Thank you actually for reminding me. That's what I need for my birthday, magnesium. I'm not joking. Oh no. Oh. I don't chats run away. Cod oil? Okay, well I've had that actually. No, there was a special type of oil. I don't know. It was a mix of things that I said. I don't know. Aloe vera oil. Gamer PI and matchmaker. What can I say? What can I say? Do not take my dating advice, though. If anything happens between people in chat or somebody turns out to be a serial killer, I'm not criminally liable for this. I didn't know. I don't know any of you. There's my legal thing. No snake oil. I was secretly a femboy, too. Oh, no. Charcoal, vitamin D, fish oil, zinc. All good things to have. Fish oil daily in large amounts do be good. Make sure, though, that, of course, if you're exchanging science and diet tips, just always check with your doctor before making any dramatic changes. Just because it works out for some people or even most people, it may not work out for you. Always remember that. But your daily vitamins are important, and we do have daily standard values that people should meet, which most people don't. If you go get a blood test right now, I guarantee you're deficient in a bunch of things. I have shocked doctors with how not unbalanced I am. I'm actually very proud of that. Das Pitch, thank you for the tip. Naz, oh wait. Is that the Nozdrovia? Is that how that's spelled? Works in Czech, Polish, and Russian. Yes, it does work, but I was told that it's specifically a Russian word. Maybe I'm wrong. I know that there's some words that switch between. My mother actually talks Polish every day with a Ukrainian woman. Because I guess their language was already similar, but she actually knows multiple of the languages over there, which is really cool. My mother otherwise didn't have people like in person to talk to for the longest time, unless we went and visited, obviously, her family in Connecticut. Even Savvy's avatar doesn't show feet. Well, I mean, it's socks. It's the orange socks. I only know the Polish word in Polish because it means half the language. Russian and Polish have a lot of loan words. Yeah, yes. Multilingual savvy. No free feet, exactly. So I took Spanish. Spanish was a requirement in Texas, so I technically had it for 7 years. I can get by okay with it, like donde está el baño, that kind of thing. Tú tienes un gato en sus pantalones. Mi zapatos es queso. See, I'm very fluent. I speak the Spanish, and then I can sort of get by listening to Japanese a little bit, but I have to actively have translators and things like that. It's a requirement in some areas in Texas. Yes, when I was growing up, it was a requirement. We were north of Houston. And so at our school, it was a requirement. And my Spanish teacher was also my music teacher. And she killed music for me because apparently I was retarded because I couldn't read music. She'd get so frustrated with me, but I could hear it. And so it was basically beat out of me. So that's why I honestly blame all of my traumatic music stuff with that moment. And then the time that my mother told me that, maybe singing's not your thing. I was a child, and that stuck with me for the longest time. And the first time I ever heard my voice, I stopped talking for a little while because I thought it was so fucking bad. Oh, I hated things, man. I was a very strange child with some things. I took I took certain things to heart, and it just ruined me. And I never learned how to get over it. Sloop, thank you so much for the tip. Una gatita and los pantalones. Ja. Retarded. Too damn relatable. Yeah. I mean, it is. Yeah, I mean, see, now I just don't care if my voice is annoying, so it's fine. I got him. Teachers are great at destroying hope and dreams. They tried. I had a couple of them too. Try to destroy my art dreams, but I was way too obsessed. That I'm so lucky never got killed. That passion never got killed. No matter what was said, didn't care, kept drawing. Now, how public it was, that took me a while. If it weren't for my early Twitch viewers figuring out through an accidental drunken slip up that I drew, I actually would have never opened up commissions. And after opening up commissions, even back then, before I had what I consider passable skills today, I was still okay, but like I'm hard on myself. Everybody is, right? I was able to survive for the longest time on commissions. So that was really cool, actually. So thanks to that, but I still have a really hard time with it. I still have such a hard time. There's I haven't been drawing at all lately just because I've been so busy with the research, but anytime I post, I'm like, oh God, I just know people are going to make fun of me, which is fine if they do, but it's like, fuck, why do I bother? And then, of course, I run anonymous accounts where it's like, just I feel better when it's anonymous, when nobody knows. And And that's how I drew on 4chan too for years, just doing like idle requests from people, and I could just be completely unknown. That helped a lot, I think. TJ Wagner, thank you so much for the tip. Unrelated, but if you need more reason to hate localizers, when Clockwork Orange was released in the US, they removed the final chapter because they didn't like the ending. I hate them! I love the way you draw elbows. Yeah, the way it's so funny that you say that, because it's actually I was doing line art the other like a week or two ago, and I was drawing an elbow, and I was like, God, I hate the way I do this because it's so anatomically wrong. Like, it doesn't look right at all. Like, of all the points that you could have brought up, it would be funny if the devs that their games got delisted on Steam gave away like what GOG did. It would be a little bit funny. Fingertips. 1984 dropped the last chapter in the American version versus the UK version too. Wait, seriously? Okay, I have sharp pterodactyl elbows. God, I'm so jealous. Perfection. Here at local host, thank you so much for the tip. Italian, living in Poland for 5 years. I only know a few words. The Poles have a great country. They gatekeep with their nightmare difficulty language. It's true. Oh my God. If you've been living in Poland, there is a place. There's a place in Białystok that does, I don't know where you are. You're most likely in Warsaw. Beautiful, right? But Białystok is also beautiful. If you ever get a chance to go there, there is a place in the main town square. It's on one of the edges of the main street. So it's not in the middle section. It's south of the chocolate factory. You'll know this. And they do pizza. They have, I'm sorry. This is where the sushi place is. The sushi. Oh my God. The fucking Why was the best sushi I've ever had in Poland? So good. So good. So creative too. They had these, they had some fried rolls that I've never had before. They had one that was deep fried with pineapple, and it was so juicy. I don't know if they'd still have it. And then on one of the other streets that's near there is this pizzeria that does corn on the pizza. Corn is a popular topping in Poland. I'm sure you could find it at other ones. But oh my God, it was so good. Corn on pizza is like crack on pineapple. It just works, okay? It just works. It's so good. So good. I love corn on pizza. Mom used to do that. Exactly. So people don't know, but the ones who do, you know. The best Chinese food I ever had was in Germany. I don't doubt that. Davy, shout me out, old sport. I already did multiple times. Corn better than pineapple? I'd put both on it. No, it doesn't. It's terrible. You haven't lived. You haven't lived. Oh, here, yeah, we do have some weird food places that taste surprisingly good. They're so good. I could sing love for the food I had every single day. I'm such an easy person to please, though. Oh my God. Corn sauce works surprisingly well. I can vouch. Crack on corn is the best. I've tried sushi once, didn't like it. Try it again. Try it again. You might like it again. Oh, man. I can understand the corn, but pineapple on pizza is unforgivable. Dude, I put pineapple on everything. I just straight up grill pineapple and just eat it. We're completely off topic today. Okay, I'm done. It's been over an hour. I wanted to keep it. You are an easy person to please. Literally, nobody has. My husband, in order to bring me joy every day, he just has to sit me down in a corner and give me internet access so that way I can doodle and goon. And that's it. And my life is complete. That's it. That's all I need. I can write, I can draw, and I can look at other people's beautiful art and tell stories and engage in stories. That's all I give a fuck about. So easy to please. Doesn't have to take me shopping. I get upset if I'm forced to socialize. He gets to use me as an excuse to get out of anything. It's wonderful. He just says, hey, my wife's sick today. I shouldn't be admitting to that he does that sometimes. But it is true. Sometimes, most of the time I am actually sick. But like he doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't have to buy me. He chooses to buy me flowers. And when he does, I'm very grateful. But like, literally, if we have I don't even remember our last argument. But when we have an argument, all he has to do is just buy me a little Pokemon stuffy, and then I'm the happiest person in the world. And then we have glorious, wonderful husband-wife time. How did you guys meet? Oh, how we met is a very silly story. I was lamenting to my friend while driving. that my mother had been pushing me to use the dating apps and I didn't like it, and it was a terrible experience. All of the guys were somehow carbon copies of each other, even though they were very different, but something just felt so similar. So I was just going off and I said, look, I have this original list, but I'm going to whittle it down to 2 things. Do you know anybody who is excessively tall, over 6'5", and is a foreign individual? And then she's like, you know what? I actually do know somebody. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to marry them. If he's single, I don't want to, none of this. And so she went and checked and confirmed that her boyfriend at the time, that was his best friend, or is his best friend. I shouldn't say was. And so those 2 actually set up a blind date. They got him into a restaurant, waited till he ordered food, because this is what my husband does. He will bail. And so they waited till he ordered food and then said, by the way, she's my girlfriend. This is what the best friend said. My girlfriend is bringing a friend for you to meet. Maybe you will like her. And my husband was very upset because he doesn't like my ex best friend. We're no longer friends anymore. That's also a huge story. Anyway, so I get brought in, and he does a double take, and he's like, "Oh, she's not the ugly friend. She's the hot friend, right?" That's what his eyes are saying to me. And I did dress up a little bit. I brushed my hair. I put on a leather jacket. I even wore some nice fitted jeans and my nice thigh-high boots, although they weren't. Actually, I think they just came up to my knees. Either way, I tried, right? I showered. I'm sorry, I keep going on about this. But it's a good story, right? And so, literally, we're sitting there, and then they got one of their other friends, and then I start getting into an argument with the other friend about which Final Fantasy is the best. And like in that moment, that's when he fell in love with me. And then I told my now ex bestie, I told her that night I'm going to marry this man. And then since that night, we haven't gone a single day without talking. And then after the first time that I came over to his place, I didn't leave. I just kind of stayed. And then he asked my parents after like two or 3 weeks if I could move in. And then he also randomly impromptu said yes when I asked him to come on a cruise with my mom. And then it was on the cruise. We had only been together for a month. We had just had beautiful, passionate, glorious husband-wife time, but it wasn't called husband-wife time back then. And I let it slip because I know it's a little bit scary to say these things, but I said, I love you. And I just stared at him with panic, and he knew that it was genuine. And I said, I'm sorry, you don't have to say it. And then he's like, no, I'm glad you said it because I've been wanting to. And we'd only been together for a month. And so I was like, wonderful. Abby talks about her showering with the same sense of accomplishment that Asmongold does. Yes. So you held hands. Yes, we held hands very nicely. But yeah, anyway, so that's the story of me and my husband. You played Halo with your husband. Nice. Yeah, we had a little PvP session. Headshot, bitch. You premarital hand-holding. That's just the hentai plot. Yes, that is all of that. Oh, man. Did I miss anything? No, okay, good. Other than some of chat. Love at first sight, a great story. Yeah, exactly. It's very cheesy, but it was. I told my bestie that I would marry this man, and sure enough, he stuck with me long after death. Whatever happens post-death, I hope that our spirits, our energies, whatever, continue to intertwine. But he, like, genuinely, every single day we get to laugh and do dumb shit, and we call each other all sorts of gamer words and have a good time. All of that. Don't hate me for this, but rom-com hentai is my favorite. There's nothing wrong with that. You got lucky, good for you. Yes. After a decade of massive failure and thinking that fighting every day was very normal with whoever you were with, because unfortunately my parents had a bit of a rocky relationship for an insanely difficult and complex amount of reasons. I finally got lucky. And I do want to claim, too, that my previous relationships, I chose to stick around and fight for them. They were terrible things. They were not things worth fighting for. I will absolutely do right by my children to make sure that they don't mistake any, bad behavior like that the way that I did. My parents love each other very much, but they just have a very complicated relationship at times, which is unfortunate, but it's getting better, and they're still together after all this time. They got married at 25. I wish you can't even really call it a regret, but the biggest sadness that I have is I wish I met my husband sooner, just that way we had more time together. Because the way that I calculate it is at best, assuming we don't figure out immortality during my existence, You know, I at best I've got 50 years with my husband since we're both in our 30s now, and you know that's the way I think. Very existential. You just took accountability and tried to make things work. Nothing wrong with trying your best. Yeah, it's those relationships were just they were not things worth fighting for, and I definitely kept myself around in a bad situation. But like, you know, you just learn and grow from them. That's all. With how horrid quality of U.S. food is, that's optimistic. Yep, it's very optimistic, but just enjoy every day twice as much. Exactly. I think all the sweetness is going to give me diabetes. Yeah, this has been like really, this has kind of like been the gayest thing that I've kind of done. But it's nice. You know, I like sharing the happy stories too, especially when we're talking about such sadness like censorship. Savvy, take some molecular hydrogen every day. It's supposed to increase your telomeres. They did a study finding that with people who took them for 6 months. That's interesting. I'll have to go look at the study. I was actually hyper obsessed with getting on a research project after graduating with my goofball degree. So there were two things. I became obsessed with telomeres and the idea of trying to repair them because obviously we can't. So telomeres are like basically your telomeres degrade and they don't grow back, and then that's part of cellular decay. Mike, what's up? How are you doing? We're gonna go from existential to cuteness to now some science. So for those who don't know, the telomeres are kind of part of the aging process. It's just one part of it, right? So as our bodies oxidize more, they degrade. The telomeres are kind of part of that. They shrivel, and then we don't get them to grow back. One of the coolest things that's out in the ocean is a type of jellyfish that can actually age in reverse. And so while I was going through college, they were still looking for more people to join that research team. I had actually hoped to do that. I took an oceanography course. I wanted to go into marine biology. I thought if I just got my basic degree and then went over to Hawaii to continue studying, I could get on that research project and try to work on some anti-aging stuff based off of that jellyfish. Well, then my sun allergy happened. And so obviously my whole life kind of, took a big old shitstorm turn. You can't really be out on the ocean where the water reflects off the water, where the sunlight reflects off the water, water's reflecting off of water. It's everywhere. You can't avoid it. So I did not pursue further education. I just have my goofball little biology degree. And I didn't go do any of that stuff. And yeah, you're allergic to photons. I have a rare condition that came on after a medication. Fucking Tamiflu made me allergic to the sun. Very cool. Kind of sucks. So yes, I'm allergic to UV radiation. The beginning of the life with that was very difficult. Today it's much more manageable. Now I just get heat exhaustion, but I used to like blow up into, hives and redness and swelling and itchiness. I just rewatched one of the old videos that I took that shows that. I sped it up, but it's clearly, over the course of like 5 minutes. And you can see my skin change from normal to swelling and red. But yeah. Vampires can't live in flowing waters anyway. That's why she's the basement dwelling goblin. Exactly. So I am allergic to that. It changed my life, but it means that I got to meet my husband. So the reverse Superman loses power from the sun. Yes. I am the closest thing that you will ever meet to a real vampire. I also have sensitivities / an allergy to the onion and garlic family. I still consume that stuff. I just deal with the pain because it's not terribly bad. Not all allergies express themselves in the same way. Thankfully, there's a ton of other foods, though, that I do have sensitivities to or have had issues with. I do need to go take a full-blown allergy test at some point, but I lost also the ability to digest apple skins. That requires a specific enzyme, and then also lactose. All this stuff just happened at once. Everything happens for a reason. It does. So it's like I can't even be mad. But also, like, I'm one of those morbid people who is like, this is kind of cool. Like, I wish it wasn't happening to me. I wouldn't wish it on anyone else. But it's also just kind of cool the way your body can absolutely betray you for no fucking reason. Savvy over here blinding us with science. But I do. Savvy is literally Morbius, the living vampire. She got it through science, not magic. Yes. You are pro-lactose. The cheese industry luckily produced Lactaid, which gives you some enzymes. That way you can still enjoy the cheese. I remember when I was in middle school, I was in my history class and all of a sudden I started getting itchy. at my leg. I thought that it was just my leg being itchy, but then I was having hives. Ew. Youper, thank you so much for joining the memberships. Please enjoy. Can you resist it if you wear sunscreen? Yes, but I don't like using sunscreen because also that's a bit funny. There's been kind of sort of some science that has come out that says sunscreen may not be actually good for you. I'm not a fan of putting chemicals on my body, so I'd rather just wear long sleeves. That's actually where the obsession of hoodies come from. I used to be somebody who actually was way more comfortable in just a tank top and shorts, and it's been years since I've worn those things. I've sort of opened up to some shorts now, like mostly guy shorts because they're nice and long, but I've gotten into the habit where even in the summer, I just wear a hoodie. So I wear hoodies, I wear long sleeves, long pants always. So, yeah. Did you say onions too? Yes, I have something against them. I can't eat them, but I don't know what it is. Yeah, so I can't do, technically I shouldn't be eating onions, but I love onion. So, you know, if it means I'll live a few years shorter because I keep abusing my body, whatever. One of the weirdest things too that ever happened was during the peak of my sun issues. I also could not raise my body temperature. So hot showers caused hives. That fucking sucked. So I had to take cold showers. Luckily, there were no heat waves during that, but that was fucking annoying. And then that sort of mostly went away. Sometimes when I use my heating pad, I'll get some sort of swelling hives once in a while, but it's not too bad anymore. Does that mean that green onions give you a problem too, and shallots? So because I don't typically use them, I wouldn't know. And then when we eat out, I don't know if there's enough of them in what I consume for me to notice. If, like, I don't think I've ever had a thing where they're not using onion. And then I maybe used them once, but it's just all that, like, I'm just used to being in pain. That's a terrible thing to say. I just assume that everything I make usually, that's why a lot of my food, like when I'm just cooking for myself and I post some of my goofball food, that's why like pasta's plain, the sandwiches are dry. Have you ever tried onion rings? Oh yeah. And all this came on like just, you know, back in 2017, 2018. So before that I was able to, my favorite foods were lobster, onion, all these things that I can't have now. The seafood thing we need to get checked out. I stay away from shellfish because it's scary. And like one time when I tried to have escargot, it felt like my throat was tightening, but it never truly, like I still took an antihistamine, but I just decided to not mess with it. That's why I want to take a full-blown allergy test to get a full list of everything that I can't have. But otherwise I restrict myself just out of safety. I became allergic to chocolate after 19. That's so weird. Isn't the body just fascinating like that? God said you were too OP. He nerfed you down. Well, if anything, he said, hey, you know what's going to help you flourish? If you were forced to stay inside all the time. You're really passionate about creative freedom. You wouldn't know what's going on in the world if you couldn't be at your desk all day. So at the end of the day, thank you, God. Thank you. He needed me to stop having a normal life. He said, look, you think that you're here to find immortality? No, you're actually here to fight censorship. Are your health problems genetic? The only genetic health problem comes from my body's obsessive need to keep making polyps in my colon. Actually, I would be dead if I didn't have some of the other problems that I had earlier in my 20s, because we found a precancerous type of polyp that had we waited even a year would have turned cancerous. We would have never caught it, and then I would have been dead in 3 or 4. So also very cool that a lot of my suffering has actually led to saving my life. But that's a story for another time. Savvy is immortalized in my book. Bless. I'm pretty sure vampires have super strength and can polymorph. She's just fine. I haven't figured out polymorphing yet. I got allergic to strawberries around 12. That's so sad. I really hope that I don't pass along any of that shit to my kids. Oh my God, I've been here for an extra 20. Holy shit. Well, thank you all. Look, I gotta go get work. I gotta go get work done and then shower for later because Tuesday night main event probably doesn't want me using my goofball. That's the word of the day, goofball. Goofball avatar. Yes. Thank you for stream, ma'am. Yes, of course. Thank you all so much for all your love and support today. Holy shit, you guys are amazing. I hope that you enjoyed the little bit of information, and feel free to go ask NCOSE polite questions. Very polite. Very wonderful. But yeah, thank you guys for everything. And let's see here. It's the 5th. I don't know if I'll stream tomorrow, but you guys can follow me on Twitter for that. I will stream on Friday. I don't know what time I'll start or for how long, but we are going to stream on my birthday. And thank you, everybody. I love you all very much. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Bye-bye.